Hello everyone, it's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace. I want to welcome you all to my channel. If you have been here before, thank you for coming back. And if this is your first time, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I am doing the April challenge that Margaret at 7 Plaza and Tony at Crafty by Tony is hosting. And it is hashtag ABC April 2025. You can see what others are doing for this challenge, and it is a monthly challenge using the alphabet. So yesterday was A. It was April 1st, and I did the that video on using acetate. And this day is April the 2nd, and it is B. So I am going to show you some quick and easy bookmarks. I have lots of envelopes, lots and lots of envelopes. So I was thinking, what can I do to use up some of these envelopes? And I have decided to use a few of these. Here, I'm going to take these out of the way. I was just wanted to show you, this is like 1/10 of the amount of envelopes I have. So we'll set those aside, and we're going to work on these. But I wanted to show you my prototype. I did these a long time ago, various different ways, and I'm going to show you the quickest, easiest. And you can use junk mail envelopes. You can use envelopes that you've gotten with greeting cards that you've used in journals and you didn't use the envelope. You know, there's just envelopes come and go. So this is part of an envelope, and I think it went like this. This envelope, I think. I'm not sure, but it's basically, it was this size. Wait, this size. So what I did was cut it from corner to corner. I closed the flap. I cut it from corner to corner. It gives you 2 pieces to make 2 bookmarks. So you already have the closed up corner for your bookmark. And this one, this particular one, I collaged and made to fasten onto your book page. This is a piece of junk mail, but I'm using it as this. If this was a page in your journal, you would just slide it onto your page like that. So this one was made to orient in this way with the longer side going down the page, but you also could do it where the shorter side, this way, where the longer side went across the page and the shorter side went down the page. So you could do it that way as well. These are large bookmarks. They don't have to be that large. You can use a smaller envelope. You can still use a bigger envelope, which this is the first one I'm going to do here. But you can use an envelope that's larger, but only use part of it, and then you'll have part of or something else. This is a really pretty. I have several of these. These came from the thrift store. I'm going to close this flap. You want to make sure that when you are closing the flap that you don't close any of the inside, because you'll need that inside, of course, to go across to be your bookmark. So these are little corner bookmarks. Like I said, I've done these before, and some time back actually, and they work really well. And they're also something not just to put in your journal, but you could also put it in your book that you're reading. Now this particular one will be easy to measure because I'm not going to use the whole piece of this, but I wanted to use one that was decorative this time. And I am going to be cutting from, you see this is, I believe this line of this zigzag pattern is right in the middle. So I'm going to go from the middle point of there to the corner of my envelope flap. So I'm just going to cut the flap off on these this time. because I wanted to make some smaller ones. So you can use the whole envelope if you want. Or, I don't think that, yeah, it did, pretty much. So you could have a little one like this. I wanted to use this particular one because it was already decorated, and all I need to do is put a little what's the word? Focal point. If I want to, I don't even have to do that. That's completely up to you. So when you get done with that, and you have two little bookmarks like this, then you have this. And there is something you can also do with this. So we have this. You can fold this down. This particular envelope is colored on the inside, so you could fold this down and do some decorating there, or you can fold this side down and do some decorating there and make that be a pocket. That would then look like an envelope again. So you could use this as a pocket, like that. Ink it up, so you can still use this. You also, I think if you cut this off, you also could just cut off these to make other smaller ones, and then just use this for, you know, scrap paper or whatever. But you can still use this to make two more of these, and you can actually just make them be a square and have it just be across here, and have it even smaller, make it a little square. So you can use it. I'm going to save that because I will use it for something else. And then you just have these. And these just fit right on here. Just like this. You have to make sure. Yeah, see, I've got a little piece that's not glued down. Those will catch. You need to make sure that you glue all the little pieces down that might catch. But you want to be sure you don't close up the corner of the envelope completely. So we can put this one this way if you want that to be the way it goes in. For some reason, there it is. See, I think I closed up the tip of these, so I gotta go in there and open that back up. So you gotta be careful on that. There we go. So you can put this one on here like this, or you can put it on here like this on your page. And again, you can use this for any book, the book you're reading. So I would do the same even for this. We cut it across here, close up your envelope, cut it across here, and again, you already have a decorated bookmark. Same here. You would already have a decorated bookmark if you just wanted to cut across here. And those also would make a nice little gift. Now, this is a gift card envelope. You know, the little square ones that are little gift card inserts, like to go into a package. Well, you cut this, it's going to be a square. So let's do that. Need to close up our envelope first. And I'm just going to do it right along here, and we'll decorate this one. Just get right along there. Cut from corner to corner, and I'm going to make sure I get it from corner to corner exactly. Put it on the line here. There we go. We're going to get that corner to corner. You can use your trim tool. You can use razor knife. Whoops. Or you can use your you know, rotary trimmer or whatever. Okay, so we will, let me put my glue top back on. We will decorate this. And you can decorate it in any way that you wish. So I've got some little pieces of fabric and things over here. And I think that I want to put this little piece of fabric over here. And maybe this little piece of fabric down here. Like this. And then I'll just cut off or fold over. You can do either one. Now you can't fold over your cut corner because then you would be closing up your, you'd be closing this up, and we don't want to do that. So let's make sure that that is, yeah, I didn't close anything up in there. Make sure that there's nothing loose that will catch. And this little flap right in here is loose. I am going to put a little glue along this line here. Can you see? I don't know if you can see it or not, through that line there and on this little point right here. And get those glued down so they won't hinder this going on and off. Okay, here we go. I also have a little tin with some laces and things. Let me get that. I'm doing this on the fly, so I won't, I might have to leave to go get some things, but here's my little tin of laces and scraps and things. So I've got some lace here. We'll use some of that. But let's start with this piece right here. And I am going to use glue stick for that. And my glue book, or my glue pages. I have a book that's apart over here, and I just pull the pages out as I need them. And let's just put that, put some glue on this little side here. And if you don't make your embellishments directional, you can put it on the page any way you want to. I made this big one is directional because I wanted to use, this is from a vintage wrapping paper, and I wanted to use that as the focal point on one side. So that makes this one be directional. You don't have, you can make it be non-directional if you want to. And so you can put it on, it won't matter how it goes on. So we've got that there. So let me cut this down. I'm going to leave the little frayed edge along the edge there, and I'm going to put some lace on here. Let me put some more glue down, because I'm going to put some lace right here, just like that. I don't mind my envelope showing through. I actually like that for a little different look. And then I will just snip off here. And I'm going to use my glue to do it along the edge here, because it's fabric to fabric, and my I don't feel the need to use fabric tack. Fabric tack and I don't get along very well. So I don't use fabric tack if I don't have to. I've not come across a situation where, okay, yep, I'm gonna have to make sure that's glued down good before I continue on. So let's wait just a moment and get that glued down. But these just make a, and they actually, you can make several. You can use decorative paper if you want to, but envelopes are easy because it's already got the corner. And if you want to make it be like the corner, it's a little more, there is a way to do it, but I didn't want to have to try to figure, I mean, I know how to do that, but I wasn't gonna go there with this because it would take longer than I wanted to spend with you, I wanted you to have to spend with me today, actually. So I thought this, the nice thing about this too is that you can use junk mail envelopes. You could get a junk mail envelope in the mail and you've got two, even if it's opened, you know, you've got two corners that you can make these little bookmarks. And that is just a good way to recycle and use something up. Okay, so we have that. Now let's see, I might want to put some little something here. And let's see what else I have in here. I have a little scrap here. So I'm just going to make this be kind of a scrappy snippet roll, if you will, sort of item here. So we'll have this and this, and I'm going to be making a journal that is more on the grungy side, in just a little bit. So I am making this to go in there. So then I have this little corner piece, which is perfect to go right here. And then we can do this piece on top like that. And then you've got, I love it, you have a lacy, scrappy corner. And then you just do the other side if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. So I don't think I need that right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and put glue along this edge and along this edge, because this piece, so it's just a matter of layering as much as you want. And I like this little edge. Let's see, it goes like that. This is a very, very old piece of a table runner, not a table runner, a dresser scarf that a friend of mine, it was filthy, it was old, it was tattered, and a friend of mine gave it to me, and she said, she told me I was the only person she knew that she could give me something that was filthy and tattered, and I would be delighted. And I said that she was correct. I was delighted with it. And it is very, very cool piece of thing. Oh, I like that. I like that piece. I don't mind it being all a similar color. I have some color in here, but this journal is going to be, the pages and everything in it is going to be sort of, so I'm just covering up everything I already did. This little dotted piece is cute. It's going to be more neutral, maybe, I'm thinking. Whoops, wrong side. So I don't want that. I just want another little piece of lace, which I'm not want to use this one because, well, it would work. I can just do it like this. I think I'll do it like this. Just like that. Yeah, I've decided I didn't like this white showing through, so I'm going to cover that up with this. But I think I'll do, let me cut this off while I'm thinking about it. Okay, there we go. Then I can use this little piece right in there if I want to. I just want it to be kind of scrappy. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Put this little piece in here, and then we can do, I'll show you something from that I made yesterday for this challenge, which was the acetate I used yesterday. So if you didn't catch that one, you might want to go back and look. I show you how to make some dried flower I still hadn't figured out what this word is. Carbonage faux with acetate, which was not my idea. I saw these ladies do this, and I thought it was brilliant. I can't remember now who it is, and I couldn't find the video again. Go back and take a look at my video, because it is a very fun, cool thing to do. But I'm going to show you how to use, if I can find it. Did I lose it? Okay, there we are. So now we have a scrappy, fabricy, lacy bookmark. Here it is. So I made this with acetate yesterday, and I can put this on here like that. Let's see what would look the best. And now, of course, I would need to do the scraps on the other side too. So we put this on our page like so. Okay, and then we can put this on here like this. Now, I could have done a smaller one. This one's not quite big enough to, this bookmark's not quite big enough for this, but, and I don't want to put it on there sideways. But you could use these things I made yesterday if you make them small enough to go on this. So we have that side. Let's put this on this side. We don't want that dark piece on there though. So let's do this side of this, and I'm leaving the edges. I want them to be there because I want it to be kind of scrappy. And as long as you don't leave too much hanging over the place where you put it on the book, you should be fine with doing that. I need some more glue on this corner right here. That keeps wanting to come up. So let's get that done. Excuse me. And I wanted to put this piece with this embroidery right on there. Just like that. So when you go to cut this, you need to be careful that you don't cut too much off of your other side. There we go. Perfect. Do a little bit more on this side. Just like that. It's perfect. I want that to hang over just a little bit, like the other side did. Okay, I like that. Little embroidered piece there. And these are just scraps from other things that I've done. And I keep those because they're great to do on here. Then, going along with the B for the bookmark, you could also use buttons on this, which would be very nice. So I have this little bit of ribbon that I think is a nice little addition. It's you know, not much color, just a little bit of color is okay for my, for what I wanted to do here. Let's see, I want to cut it. I'm going to cut it like that. I don't mind if it's frayed a little bit, but it probably don't need to be for here. I'm going to do it. Did I cut it wrong? I did. I did cut it wrong. No, that's okay. We can do it like that. I like the little bit of color on there. It's not bright and garish, just a little bit. So we're going to stick this on here. I could do it with glue stick, but I'm fine doing it with this. If you just kind of spread it out so that it's not globbed, it doesn't show through. I've not had any problems with that. And then so that's just my, I'm going to put it mostly to the edge, just like that. Dab it off. And do I want, because I really want this to show, so I might cut this down more. Like that, because I really wanted this embroidery to show. So there we go. There we go. I like that. There we go. I like it. So I'm going to put this on the fabric. It's like that. Now, I need a little piece of something here. I think I want this up here like that. Yep, I'm good with that. So let's take this and put this on. Cover up this little bit of the bookmark, just like that. And then we still have our opening right here. You got to be careful because you can glue it shut. So I keep checking to make sure it's not glued shut. And it'll be nice and sturdy. See, once you've got everything on there that you're going to put on it, it'll be nice and sturdy. This needs a little more glue along the edge. I didn't do it along the edge here. Okay, there we go. Now, we can leave it like this, just as a little scrappy, lacy scrap. And I like that. I could put a little bit of white lace on here. Just something a little different. Just a little piece of this would be kind of a nice little change, I think. So let's do that. Yes, I like that. Just a nice little bit of a change there. So this is kind of like a snippet roll. Bookmark. I couldn't think what the word was. So this is a little snippet, fabric snippet bookmark. Well, come on. I may have to use Fabri-Tac on this one, because this lace is more of a nylon type, not cotton. But I think I just didn't let it sit long enough to actually make it stick. Okay, there we are. Let's pull you in a little closer. So we have a snippet roll, snippet, lace snippet, fabric snippet bookmark. And I like the little color, so I may have to put a little bit of color on this side, because I do like the little bit of color on that. So let's see what I want to do here. I like that little bit of color, so I think I'll put a little piece, just random little piece. Let's fray that edge a little bit, if I can. Let's make it look a little more, and let's just put that little piece right there. Yeah, I like that. So we'll put that piece there, and we'll have some on both sides, so it'll be matching. And I like the little bit of light coloring there. Gives it a little more dimension. So let's just throw this down right here, just like that. Oops. Come on. Just like, well, okay. I say the glue holds. It really does. I just didn't get enough on there. You can't stitch this because you'd stitch the whole thing closed. So you just have to glue it down. There we go. There we go. I don't mind if there is a little bit of wrinkle. Just adds to the charm. But we'll put that up there like that. There we go. There we go. Like it. Okay, let's put a little piece of that white on this side as well. I did like that little bit of contrast with the white. So we're going to put a little piece across this whole thing over here. Ah, yes, I like that. Let's do it. So you just keep layering until you like it. And then you just leave it and let it dry. So you can do it with paper, which is what I did with the other one. or you can do it with fabric, which I really like the fabric. I like how that turned out. I don't think I want to put anything else on here. I don't need any other embellishments. I just want the little tatted fabric. Come on. You can do it. I know you can. See, this side is down. You just gotta let it dry. So let me let that dry a moment. I like it. Let's cut this off. Again, be careful that you don't cut off more than you want to along that edge. And there we have it. Now, you could stitch along here and along here if you really wanted to. What that will do is when you put it on your page, it's okay. That's if you're okay with that. But what that will do, let me get this back open. What that will do is it will make it stand out from your page more. Because it'll do like this, and you'll have a little corner there and a little corner there that sticks out a little bit more, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want, that's fine. So you could do a little stitching across here and here, and if you left some overlapping like this, you could actually stitch past that if you wanted to. This is still very wet with the glue, so it is a little damp feeling because I used a pretty good bit of glue, but that's how you have it. So you're going to have some of that overlapping sticking out if your fabric is past the, past the edge of the envelope, because the envelope is going to come flush. So that's our little snippet bookmark. And you can put this one either way you want. It will work out fine. And then we have these that are already decorated. You could do something else to them, but you do not have to. You also could put it down here at the bottom if you wanted to. And if you also just wanted to put it on there, and then you could tuck on your page, you could tuck something underneath there, and it would be there until, until you took the bookmark off. So it can be a little tuck spot. You could attach it permanently, make it be a little tuck spot. But I specifically made this to be a bookmark because that way you have a neat little bookmark. So you can put it at the bottom as well. One that's not directional for sure. And then you could use it as a little tuck spot too. You could fasten it in permanently if you wanted to. But I like it as a bookmark in your journal. That way you know where you're at. Make sure so there we go. So here are the ones from a decorative envelope. And you have some other options with decorative envelopes. This is just from a plain little square. The other side of this, it's a little square envelope, gift envelope. And then you also could use junk mail envelopes, because then you just cover it like I did this one with paper, or you could collage it like I did this one. Let me raise you up a little bit. So you could collage it with fabric and lace. You can collage it with paper. You can make them big. You can make them little. Depends on how much of the envelope that you want to use, because this one, as you will remember, I just cut off these corners of the flap because I wanted this collaging here that was on the envelope to be where I didn't have to do anything. I could do something with this side, but I don't have to. So that is my April the 2nd, the letter B for bookmark. And I appreciate you coming along. I hope you found something inspirational in this, and that you will attempt to make one of these yourself. And use up those junk mail envelopes for this. That's a great way to use them, and you can make them any size you really need to. Just decide. So I appreciate you coming along. Again, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the notification bell and the subscription button, and you will get further videos from me, and you'll see what I'm going to do for the rest of the month in this ABC, #ABC April 2025 challenge for the month of April. So thank you for coming along, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.